want to go in a little bit of different direction when it comes to relationship. I want to talk about the dynamic of a father and child relationship.
Okay.
I think it is in our community. It is a big issue. It's such an important relationship, yet it seems to be falling by the wayside at an alarming rate. Do you think there is a disconnect in this area? And if you do, what do you think the direction, or what would you tell society, people in society, to do today in order to get this correct?
Well, society started it.
That's what's up.
And once society started it, and this is not new.
Mm-hmm.
This is generations. Everybody, if somebody got the uncle they don't talk about, heard about, don't talk about, or your granddad, you heard some story, years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And also, from every story, there are bitter people from stories, just like now.
Mm-hmm.
So now that bitterness went to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now that person has a relationship with their father, so now that person's going to generate down.
Right. So it's just a cycle.
Yeah. So now that we have social media and everything, everybody's business is out there.
Okay.
Now we realize we have a problem.
Okay. So you think it's been this? I guess you might be right.
Uh-huh.
I guess you might be right. So you don't think it's a bigger issue these days? You don't think that the issue of when I look out and see so many children, and I guess it's a little bit different for me because even back when in the day my mom and my dad weren't together.
Yeah,
my dad wasn't, I didn't hang out with him often, but he came over enough. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I won't say enough. He came over a lot.
Yeah.
It could have been definitely a better relationship, but he did come by, and I think that the fact that we weren't so close affected me in my older years more so than it did when I was younger.
Right.
I think that today the problem is, I think that people who back in the day, now it's affecting them, and now it's showing to the next. Right. I agree with that, but I think it's more. I think it's easier to walk away as a father these days.
Easier because you can pay for it. You can pay to walk away.
Yeah.
As long as you got our child support system right now is set up to put the divide between father and family.
Do you think so?
It's so easy. It's set up just for that.
But do you have to walk away because you pay child support?
You don't have to, but it's acceptable, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It's made acceptable, and for a lot of jaded people, for a lot of bitter people, that's the route to take. Not because anything to do with the child, but just the relationship that's so broken down. And it stems from the privacy. You find somebody just looking on their butt behind, or the woman, looking at this guy just because, you get that swag. You don't know what this person's about.
I agree.
So by the time
you had a baby with him, and he already had 5 kids, and he had to take care of them anyway.
So you got that dynamic that's not a kid has to pay for.
Right. I agree. I think that I will adamantly agree that the child support system is not good to guys, especially men who want to do for their children and who try to. I agree with that. However, I do think that there is a huge issue with the fact that I've heard so many guys say, "Oh, I pay child support. I'm not doing nothing else." That's crazy, because to me, as a mom, and as a single mom, and I say single mom, that is not as if my children don't have a father, but as a single mom, they lived with me. I don't have an option of a percentage check. 100% of what I have had to go to my family, my household, and I feel like when you get, I think it's bitterness on both sides. I think a man gets bitter, I got to pay child support, I'm not doing nothing else. I think that is one of the most stupidest things that a person can say. I think that has nothing to do with the connection with your child. That has nothing to do with doing more. Now, if you're have to pay child support, that's absolutely ridiculous, and it's taking everything you have. I understand that, but that still doesn't have anything to do with your relationship with your child. So many men, and I won't just say men, so many parents don't have a connection with their children. There's no relationship with your children. I say relationship, I don't mean my friend. I mean, parent-child relationship. I think that the father in the families in our culture, I think it's so important, and it's not enough. There are plenty. Don't get me wrong, there are plenty great fathers, but there are not enough. And I think that they need to be held accountable, not just held accountable by front of the court. They need to be held accountable by our culture, by our race, by our people, by the people that know them. I think that somebody say, I don't care that she took you to child support. So what, she was bitter. I understand she bitter. That's going to come back on her. However, you still need to be in your child's life. However, that $250 or that $350, you may need to do a little bit more. And it may be hard for you to do a little bit more, but guess what? That's what you did when you chose to lay down with, Nene.
Yep.
Without using something, and now you have kids with Nene, and she has 6 more, and now you helping everybody. That's your fault too. This can't be just on, one-sided. I think that we have to really, really do better.
Yep. Then we got a lot of bitter Nenes that take the child is a bargaining chip.
I agree.
You can do it for me, or be with me, or you're not going to see the child.
I agree, and that's where I feel like the friend of the court has dropped the ball.
Yeah, right there.
But I think it starts even before then. The thing that amazes me is that when a woman has a child, and that man signs that birth certificate, he's on there. The woman still has absolutely all the rights. Period. Right from the beginning, which I think is crazy. Yep. I think that it should be a 50-50 thing, and I know a lot of women are probably going to be mad at me for saying that.
All right.
But it's the truth, because we're both parents.
All right.
And I think if you do it 50-50 from the beginning, and when I say 50-50, I'm not talking about just financially, but this is both of our child, this is both of our responsibility, period. I don't think a woman should be able to say, you know what, I'm not going to let you see your child, period.
All right, but you see Hallmark came out with a car from women on Father's Day.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that sent, ripples.
I'm going to say this. I have no problem with that, but I think that you should have it the other way around as well. You should have some, because I know some single fathers.
Yeah, I do too.
I know plenty of them. So I think it should be both ways. I think that if a woman is doing the mother and the father duties, happy Father's Day to her. And if a man is doing the mother and the father's duties, happy Mother's Day to him as well. I see nothing wrong with that, but you have to have it on both sides.
Yeah, but
you have to have it on both sides.
Everybody wants it for them.
Yeah.
Because it started with the child support, the friendly court system back when England was governor.
Yeah.
England made it tougher.
Yeah.
And that was not for the benefit of the society or the culture.
Yeah.
He did that for the vote, for women votes.
Yeah.
As long as he got women voters, he didn't care what happened. Yeah.
Right.
And
I
now
agree.
the
whole system needs to be revamped. In so many ways, it needs to be revamped. But I think that men have to take a bigger responsibility in the beginning. When you first have that child, you go down and you get your rights for your child as well. Right. Because it's always wait until she's taking you to court, then you're saying something. No, go down and get your custody, your joint custody immediately. That way, you can get her for child support if need be. I mean, but a lot of guys I've had this conversation with. Seriously, a lot of guys have talked to me about this type of situation, and she's taking me to court. Okay, well, why don't you take the child? Why don't you go down? Because the girl, you take. Yeah. No, but see that's gonna cut off. You can't go see Nene and them and the big booty girl on Facebook all the time when you got your kids at home.
All right.
So you have to. I mean, you got to think about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I tried. I went down a couple of times, and it's a cost factor. You got to pay like $65 every motion and. And then your lawyer, it gets expensive, especially when you're paying child. And it gets to a point where
I agree.
It also to a point where it costs too much to pursue.
I agree. I dated this guy for quite some time, but in the whole amount of time we were dating for like 3.5 years, he was literally in court.
Yep. The
whole time.
Yep.
He paid so much money to his attorney, it was crazy, and it was all because. The ex was upset because they weren't together anymore.
Yeah.
So the battle was on, and because she's the mom, so I agree with you when it comes to that point. Because she was the mom, they automatically
have all the rights.
All of the rights, and it was crazy, and it was a hard thing to watch. And being with him during that time showed me a completely different perspective. Because it's seeing somebody go through that battle and just wanting to spend time with their kid, but they're not allowed to except 2 hours of the week.
Yeah.
for no apparent reason, but yet I still have to continuously pay this lawyer so that you can't move out of the state, or you can't, it is wrong. I think that, like you said, it needs to be revamped.
See, we as a culture has to tell our lawmakers to change it.
Yeah.
So they're not going to sit. They're not going to do nothing on their own.
Well, that's the story in itself. We as a culture need to do a lot of things as far as lawmakers. We need to start standing up and stop standing up for the petty stuff, and let's start going in and making things happen.
Yeah.
I agree.
If we don't talk to them and go after lawmakers, say, hey, this is killing our culture. Then first of all, they say, well, we'll tell them advise this, say all right things, and then say, okay, we're not going to vote for you unless you help us fix our culture.
Right.
Then
But the thing is, we can say that, but we don't even vote the way we should.
And
let's talk about our culture when it comes to personal responsibility. When I say personal responsibility,
we can fix this too.
Yeah,
all that falls in the umbrella.
I absolutely agree. If we just took that personal responsibility on my show, Girl Talk, I was talking about inner selfies. We have to take a culture inner selfie.
Yeah.
We have to literally look and say, this is our fault.
Yeah.
And we need to fix it. It's so many things that, when we talk about violence, police brutality, believe me, I'm for it. I'm for it. Let's talk about getting this done. Let's talk about fixing the situation. It's horrible. It needs to be addressed. Right. Believe me, let's protest it. However, when I turn on my news, I don't see police brutality all day. When I go down my streets, when my friends tell me, oh, I just got robbed, or somebody just stole my car, or this guy, I just got carjacked, all of these things. That's not the police. That's not the white man doing it.
Nope.
That's my people doing this to me on a regular basis. And we are not protesting that. We stand firm on no stitching. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Are you crazy?
That's insane.
You're crazy for saying that you're not going to snitch on somebody who just carjacked the 97-year-old lady down the street and beat her up. That's not snitching. That's getting this asshole off the streets.
Yeah.
But back in the day, the streets wouldn't allow that to happen.
Nope. They can't find you.
Right. Absolutely. Because if the police didn't get you, the street guys would get you. There was, like I said, it sounds crazy, but there were some standards. There were some things you could not do. You couldn't rape women. You couldn't kill children, or you were going to have to deal with the consequences of the streets. Nowadays, there's no consequences
there has to be
at all.
A counterculture movement.
Yeah.
We have to say our culture right now, as it stands, is unacceptable. We need to counter it and get that movement going. But right now, I'll tell you the truth, our culture is kind of out of control.
Oh, absolutely.
Nobody knows how to act, how to respond.
Absolutely.
And
all the way around.
Until somebody say, okay, wait a minute, stop, people.
Right. I mean, we need a self-destruction album again.
You know what?
We need somebody to get out there. Let's get self-destruction back up and running. Let's remix it.
No, I thought about that. But as soon as you get somebody beefed out, it be beef on the set. Then you got TMZ involved. Right. And then they said, okay, let's beef out so we can get some more ratings.
Right, so we can get some more ratings.
So now everybody beefed out is ratings.
I think that it is on so many levels. So many people can do so many different things. Like just us having this conversation. Hopefully, it can generate somebody for saying, okay, this is what I'm going to do from now on, or I'm going to look at this, or I'm going to keep. There used to be neighborhood watches.
Yeah.
There's no neighborhood watches. Back in the day, if I did something outside the house and one of the neighbors saw me, the neighbor could whoop me.
Oh yeah, me too.
Then take me home and I got another whooping. So let the neighbor touch you today.
Oh, it's on the podcast.
Listen, a teacher can't even. I used to get a paddle at school.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, it's gonna go down if you're gonna get in trouble. Nowadays, if you even talk to their kids, the parents on their way up there, they want to fight you, but they don't come to PT. They don't come to parent-teacher conference.
All that happened, but that kind of clouded when you have fatherlessness.
Yeah.
You had all these people around the child. So even if that child didn't have a father, he still had.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
The community around.
I agree. I absolutely
so now you have
agree.
no community and you have no father.
And it's even worse. That's
so now you have a child just boom,
nothing. Right.
cannonball right through life.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I think that the celebrities, I think that they need to step up. And I have no problem with hip hop, rap, and gangster rap. You know, I get tired of people saying, "Oh, they listen to," you know. I listened to that back in the day.
Yeah, we had two live crew.
Right. That means,
that's
believe
nothing.
me, and they got it in. Scarface.
Right,
you know, let's talk
we
about
had all that.
So we had it. I think that the problem is nobody wants to take a stand and be unpopular. I might lose some people following me on Instagram if I say something about this, or they might not buy my album. It needs to be something done. I say that I call out everybody that's a celebrity, whether it's just in the inner city. I don't care where you're at, the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, and I'm big fans.
Oh yeah.
But something needs to be done. Talk to these kids. Come to the kids. Don't just do a concert. Come, have them sit down, have a conversation with them about what is going on and what we need to do to move forward.
Right. It's
and then throw a concert after the fact. Give them something. Reach out to them in a different way outside of that because it needs to be done.
Right. Because I was reading an article about the Charles Wright Museum, how it's being underfunded, and
how is that possible?
It's possible because we have people who go in the city, they're giving a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there. Well, you're talking about celebrities who don't come to it at all.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I agree. I think you're right. That needs to be, those type of things need to be looked at as well as a community. As a whole, we need to take some accountability. We need to get together. Teamwork make the dream work is my favorite motto. And that goes with everything. And we need to figure out what we need to do in order to get our people together. But we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back after this. Okay, so I have a couple of questions in regards to women.
Okay.
Women always want to know what men are thinking. So what I want to do, I want to start off with, what do you think about, or what do you, men, I'm sure you've had this conversation, think about all of the cosmetic things that women are doing these days in order to, quote unquote, be more attractive, or whatever it is that they consider it. When I say these things, I'm not just talking about hair weave, because I don't think that alters your look.
No, we don't think weave all. We just
weave
is a funny
it is what it is.
joke, but we don't care.
Right. When I say, and I mean like the waist cinchers is what they're called, the fake butts, the injections, the boobs, and your face completely looks different. Right. Everything that is being done these days, what do you think about it? What do men tend to think about it?
Me personally, I hate it. Don't destroy your body. Don't do the butt lifts. If your body, you aging, that's the beauty of aging. Yeah. You're going to look different. Right. When I look at Lil' Kim, I just want to throw up. Because back in the day, I
loved Lil' Kim.
I know.
Hardcore was my favorite album.
Because back in the day, we was talking about it. We used to sit back, album cover, we used to like, oh man,
she was amazing. And
when we look at it now, like, oh, what?
So, do you think it's? I don't know. I can't figure out what would make somebody change their entire look so much. It has to be deeper than just trying to be
appealing?
Yeah, it has to be for you to change, because she doesn't even look like the same person.
Well, if you look at celebrities, it's just a little bit, especially like you look at Michael Jackson, Lil' Kim, even Joan Rivers, go through all this plastic surgery to look, to stay in the public eye.
Right.
You want to look a certain way out. So, it's a whole, it's branding going wrong.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And I think that you can look good and still look at Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Amazing. And another person to me who has did a lot of changing to herself is Vivica Fox. I think Vivica Fox.
I watched it on Sunday.
Oh my God, she was
yeah.
To me, she was good, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? She had that hood edge, but she was absolutely amazing. Yeah. She's done so many things herself that she now looks different. I think that so many women. I don't know if it's just the big booty phase, because it is a big booty phase. We have 99.9% of our songs is about big booties. So I understand that, but you have people literally, physically getting injections. Think about how many women who have died. Getting these injections. Think about the women who. Now, I got a question. Do men think when women have on maybe the fake butt.
Uh,
have you ever talked to anybody who has dated somebody, had on the censure and had on all this
well,
difference, and then they got behind closed doors and it's, I mean, what do you do at that?
I've heard some horror stories, some friends of mine, and we laugh about it.
See,
but it's
bad.
like, but at the end of the day, we talk, if the girl had just been straight up, she probably would have stuck around.
Right.
Because if you know the movie, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
When
and,
the leg came off.
She took the leg off.
You know what? I haven't even thought about that. It's so true.
And every time I think about women changing themselves for,
Yeah.
and I think about that part. It's just so silly, but I wonder if women actually think. No, we think women is silly if you can go through all that.
I think it's self-esteem more than anything. You want me to tell you why I say that? I look at what's her name, Mimi from Love and Hip Hop. Let's talk about Mimi. Okay, so prior to when it first came on, prior to her being, I say humiliated. She was humiliated. I'm not even talking about the porn tape yet. I'm talking about before that when she was with Stevie J and Jocelyn came in. The whole thing was Jocelyn was sexy, Mimi was old. She was to me that whole season, that whole show humiliated her completely. I think that she lost it because she came back the next season. She had fake boobs. She came back and then she lost tons and tons of weight.
Yeah.
She's now, her hair is now different. She's not wearing her natural hair. Now she completely changed herself, and then she hooked up with the Nico guy, and I think that all of that was her self-esteem was so messed up.
Yeah,
she went all the way over here, jumped all the way over to the other side in order to feel sexy, to feel something again. And I think that a lot of women have self-esteem issues when it comes to that. And again, I'm not referring to just, getting your face made up or getting your weave in. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about when you change your entire look, it's a problem.
Yeah, because we know it. We can tell one who's insecure and self-conscious about her. We know it right off the bat.
Yeah.
Actually,
do you?
For a lot of guys,
that's what
we look for, because that's a way in. That's our hook.
That's a hook.
That's
listen,
the hook.
ladies.
When you find a woman whose self-esteem is kind of low,
I agree. I think that's part of the problem.
We can maneuver her. We can make her do a
whole lot
lot
of stuff. Wow, that's exactly. But see, case in point, Nico. Nico came in. He had a do.
Exactly, especially the.
On the what you doing? I couldn't believe it when I first said, "Is she really serious?" Because she's a grown ass woman. She's not a. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not. She's not just a young girl.
I think that show itself has done so much damage to women, especially young women who watch that.
Yeah.
When you see the whole thing take place, and you see the way the girl reacted,
I think a lot of it. I agree. I think that when it first came on, it was okay. I think that it has gone, and I just love in hip hop. Mob Wives,
all of it.
And it's just not a black thing.
All
of it. It has gone to another level because nobody's gonna watch a show where these days where there's not drama. So they make sure that they have drama. I call it now scripted reality.
Yep.
Because all of a sudden, first of all, who goes shopping every day with stilettos on and some blue shorts and your face fully? Stop playing.
But now you got,
Stop playing. I mean, don't get it twisted. I go to the grocery store in my heels. However, you ladies are full from head to toe, and y'all just happen to be at the same place at the same time with the girl who's messing with your man and it's about to go down.
Right. And then you got young men watching it and thinking that's
and then the men on it are just as crazy.
Yeah.
I think I looked at it for us to talk about Young Jock. Have you seen this?
I watched.
I don't
maybe
understand.
10 minutes of it, and I was like, I can't take it.
I think that he should really, I mean, I know you need some money, bro, but come on, what are you doing? You're on here, you're going from woman to woman, and then you let this woman and tied you up to the bed. Yeah. She's whooping you because you cheated on her, like literally physically with a belt whooping you. This is on TV. So guess what she has on while she's doing it on TV? Absolutely nothing. They got a little blur over her butt. Can't cover all that up.
No, and
that's crazy. I couldn't believe that I was seeing that on TV.
And if young people are watching it, that's what we want to emulate.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's the coolest thing in the world. And
I think it's a problem.
especially we got young men fatherless.
Yeah.
And you got young girls without
Yeah.
fathers.
Yeah. And then
That's
you're
huge.
sensationalizing. And again, like I said, I was a big fan of the shows
Yeah.
when they first came out, but they have gone to such
extremes.
extremes. It's crazy. It's embarrassing at times.
It's very embarrassing.
For me as a black woman, I get so mad sometimes. Like, what are you? We don't always have to. We don't all act like that all the time. And then the things that are allowed to happen to them. The relationships, the whole Stevie J, the Jocelyn thing, all of that is showing these young women that, well, maybe this is the way things are supposed to be.
Right.
I wish that they would focus more on them as business women, because all of them have business. Let's talk about that, and I understand, but the problem is, if they just focus on their business and talked about the positive things, people won't watch anymore.
No.
But yet we talk about it.
Yeah.
We say, it's disgusting, but shit, they got high ratings.
That's like
Mona making what's the name? Mona making money.
Yeah.
Money over money over money.
So you gotta ask yourself a question: how much is that money worth to you?
I agree. I think that you have to, as a human,
Yeah.
say, okay, we get a little buzz here and there. I'll let y'all get a little, turned up every now and then, but I want to take it to it. I agree. I think that you have to say, okay, this money's good, but I can't continue to take money for the downgrading of our culture.
Right.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
There are some things that just won't right. Period.
Yeah.
And if you come and say, "Can you write?" I'm like, no. Don't
I
even
agree.
worry about it.
I agree. I think that you have to make a choice on what you're going to do, what you're not going to do. I know a lot of people talk about what's her name from Love and Hip Hop New York, Erica Mena.
Okay.
Beautiful woman. She was just completely all messed up, but she left the show.
Right.
She started dating Bow Wow. She's getting married, and she told him, I have to grow up.
Yeah.
And people talked about her. Oh, you think you're supposed to do that.
Exactly. I'm
That's
supposed to be
she's
better
supposed
than
to do.
this.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be.
If she wants to get better, she's gonna have to do better,
Right.
or else you're gonna be on there every season trying to get the 100,000 every year. Every season acting up, because you're gonna have to act the fool in order for you to stay.
And that's
Because
how,
if you don't, you're gonna be written out the storyline.
Right. That's how I think about Flavor of Love when that first hit.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I'm never gonna do. I'm just gonna struggle. I'm gonna get through 3 jobs. I cannot believe when that first came out. I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe that for fame, women would literally, and I don't care who you are, I don't care who they are, they can lie and say they was attracted to him. No, you weren't. It's a lie.
The thing about it, man, when you watch
That's
that show.
That's disgusting. It's terrible that you do that to yourself just to get ahead.
And that was men's favorite show. The show was successful because men watched it.
Yeah, because they see all these women on there.
We was, and then, because like, it was.
Flavor Flav was getting, he had the mansion full of.
Yeah.
How is this possible? I'm still single. I need to figure out what's wrong.
And think about it. And that whole demographic, men watch that show. We see, they talk about the next day at work, like, hey, you watch it? And we talk about how women looked, and
it started with that, because that's where that,
and
I agree.
we watched that, and then we watched all that, man, and we was like, dang,
It's crazy, though.
And then you have some men in corporate America, men in very high places in entertainment say, wow, we like that.
Right.
So that's when that started. When they said, wow, we like that.
Right, because that was bringing people. People are watching
Right.
this, the money.
Then we said we can get women in Sands area, give them all the alcohol they want, tell them they can go shopping, watch the show.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing, it's the same to me. It's a little bit different on an entertainment level with The Bachelor. But it's the same, to me, the same, same scheme.
Yeah.
It's crazy that women will say that I'm so, and I know they probably say it's not desperate, but it looks like it when you go on a show and it's 60 of you. He's kissing everybody.
Right.
He's got the private date with everybody. Yet you're still, you're crying because
he didn't get paid.
Are you serious?
So now you.
Why? What has happened to us as a people to where that's what we look up to?
Well, I was talking to Bishop Claire Devon, preacher of Detroit,
Right.
not going to hurt you. And she's been doing this Women Who Soar. and
heard
she's
her.
really been hardcore into women uplifting themselves, empowering themselves. And one of the things she always talks about that there are no women in higher up places to help make these decisions, so women aren't degraded on TV for
Yeah.
men's benefit.
I agree, but look, but you got to think about you. That's true. We do need some more of that. However, Monica Scott, is it?
Yeah,
Hip hop. That's a woman. She's in her places, and she's
but again, we talked about how much is that dollar worth
right,
to you
right.
to further
So it's
degrade women
right.
you with.
So it's some women there, but I
Yeah.
think that it depends on what your morals are.
Yeah, and think about it. Once a woman was free reign, willing to degrade herself or degrade other women, that feeds a man's ego.
Yeah.
And then you have men out here operating off that ego.
That ego. Okay.
And they expect every woman they come in contact with to represent what they see on TV.
Right.
And there you get what
All
we
this
got now.
happening. Right. So what advice, as a man, based upon conversations that you had with your people, what advice as a man would you give women today?
First thing, do not try to change a man. Make sure he is what you want him to be. If he got some stuff, make sure he has everything. Don't just say, "Oh, he's cute,"
Right.
because he has a whole bunch of other stuff that
Right.
you don't know nothing about.
Know what you want.
Exactly.
Know what you
Don't be patient. And I can't say that enough, because once you get a guy who's not where you want to be, or he's like lower than you, the minute you settle, other men see what you settle with, and we're
Wow.
gonna accept that as your type.
I like that. I like that. I like that a whole lot. I think we should end on that, ladies. That was a jewel for you. If you settle, other men are watching that.
Yeah,
so,
we see it.
And now they know that you settle, so they can come in at a lower rate, lower standard. I like that. I appreciate you being honest. I appreciate you being on the show.
Always, you my age. You got to talk sports sometimes.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you so much for being here. I thank you so much for watching. And we will see you next time on the Nightcap with TLJ.